Hi everybody, I'm here to tell my Exit the Matrix story. And what is an Exit the Matrix story? For us as we're talking about it, it's awakening to realizing and seeing and discarding the false, installed, limited, contracting beliefs and patterns that were installed by others, society, people in your life, parents, other influences, seeing that not as you, and going within and finding the deep inner power and strength of your unique expression and putting that out into the world. And so what's my story around that? For me, it began with a lot of conditioning in childhood around work. And if you work hard, you are enough. If you work hard, you'll be okay in the world. If you work hard, you'll make enough money. If you work hard, you're a valid person. You're worthy. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of the respect of others. And I carried that story, I lived by that story for such a long time, for so many years. I was a crazy perfectionist student, always trying to get A+, all the way from age 10 through college, and then busting my butt to get into a top law school. And it was the same in my jobs. I was always overworking, staying late, like revising documents that I was working on. Total insanity, because I thought that I needed that to be okay in the world. And it's a common story, it's a lot of what we all have. But what happened was I had an awakening. It all crashed down around me. I was overworking, I was playing hard, and having this really extreme lifestyle that just crashed down. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me, because I had a coach at the time who gave me Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth. And what happened was I was reading this part in the book where he talks about feeling the energy in your hands, and I could feel this energetic body, this knowingness, this self, this I am, this awareness that was beyond the label Theresa. It existed before Theresa. I could trace back to my childhood and think there was something there before Theresa. Because beingness, this knowingness, this who I am, was there before Theresa and the whole story of Theresa. And I thought, oh my God, that being, that essence, that is infinitely open and undefined and powerful and free to be expressed. And that was amazing. That just cracked everything open for me. And I still had a lot of those old lack beliefs about work and money. I'm still untangling those. But what happened was I started to feed that power, So I disconnected from a lot of old news sources and people in my life that had lack beliefs and, those influences. And I started to fill my life with meditation, with knowing my own expression, with voices that resonated, that were directing me inward to know what I really had to offer this world, which is infinitely powerful as an expression of the one infinite creator, as an expression of God. And it's infinite, And so what happened was I had this career, and always in my career, it was a legal career, but I had this passion about, I worked in the criminal justice system for years and years, and I had this passion about helping to free young people who were growing up in poverty, or growing up in violence, who were growing up in the justice system, and help them to know their own true power and know that they could do anything they wanted to in life, basically, to free them from the identification of that story. But at the time, I didn't realize it was a spiritual thing. I kept looking within the system for ways to free people. Like, if you give a child a good education, if you give them, a good job, I really believe those things. And now I just see those systems as systems that are enslaving us as a society, by living by other people's rules. And over again, we will fail at that. Those are systems of control, What's really needed, I came to see through my own awakening, what's really needed is to awaken the power within. To awaken that infinite power within that can take any shape in the world. And so it was amazing to look back on that, because all the way, even though I felt like I was bumping my head up against a wall working in the system, I had that passion, that calling. My calling is to help people realize their true, full power as extensions of the one infinite creator. And I wanted it then, but I didn't know that's what it was. It's amazing to look back on my life in that way. So what's happened since? Stepping into that knowing of my calling was the key to stepping out of these outer structures of my life. So I finally quit my job. I kind of deconstructed my job into smaller pieces, freelance, consulting, part-time, and then I just left it. I left that career knowing that what I wanted to do, what I'm here to do, is to help awaken others to their full power. And so I left that job. It's been about 1.5 years since the last job. We sold our condo to get out of that kind of ownership structure, to be free to pursue our excitement every day. Moved into a van, hit the open road. We had amazing epic adventures with our daughter Sophia, who was 15 months at the time. She's 2.5 now, and we took off in the van. And every day was new, you know, every day was different, every day was a free expression, and it is still. That's the amazing thing. In these enslaved models of thinking about the way our lives are supposed to be, we do the same thing over and over again every day. We wonder why we're miserable in that box, you know. Now our lives are guided by our excitement, our joy, by what do we want to do today. And it's not like work and play, it's creation. So a day can be creating a long walk, or it can be creating an amazing meal from the farmer's market, or it can be creating a program to serve others, or a theater piece, or a blog post that might reach people. And every day it's like, it's what am I excited to do? What am I excited to create today? And that is just an amazing way to live, in the way that we really believe from our own experience and hearing the stories of others who are living freely and impactfully in the world is the way that it's meant to be. So I hope to see you guys in the Exit the Matrix program or in the Ownstream community, and that's my Exit the Matrix story.